Zeus Earth. Zeus Earth. Please, no copyright, please, no. Minecraft players.
Tonight, as war rages across the galaxy,
Flashy pigs.
Army strives for victory against the evil forces of
Zeus Earth.
bravery, valor, unity, the lifeblood of victory on the battlefield and in space.
Wait, I don't think this happened in space. It's finally time. The past 2 episodes have all been leading up to this. A war so powerful that no other Minecraft war could match its pure power. PewDiePie versus the weather? L'Manberg, it's all nothing. Okay, so maybe not that crazy, but a lot of exciting things happen in this finale. So make sure to not faint from the amazing things that are about to unfold. We finally chose a day to bring the army online. They had been waiting restlessly in our Discord server, so we figured it'd be best to just get it over with and bring them online. But before we could do that, even though there was like no one on the server yet, I needed to reveal our plans. Hello everyone! Hey! So this server hasn't been that active recently, and we have been waiting for more people to join, but it seems that now we must tell the truth. How do I get a bike? I've been told that Zeus might start advertising again. We, the Philippines, and Wildfire, have been working together to take over the world ever since we joined the server. Same. Yeah, good luck. But now, things are about to change. Really? What do you mean? Oh, Dynamic Fish, you don't know what's coming. North Texas is now going to change its ways. Oh, did I mention we temporarily called our nation North Texas? I don't know, that was just a random thing we did. And become the Illuminati! That's right. Our new nation that would conquer the world would be the Illuminati, which we felt would fit the theme of hiding in secret and taking over the world. The world is about to be taken over. We then revealed the server IP to our Discord server, and one by one every minute, a new player would join. People started realizing that these new people joining were here to join our new nation, and weren't just joining by coincidence. Although we couldn't wage war against the entire world officially, we would first assert our dominance with our new army. For our first few army members who would join, we gave them armor, weapons, and even planes to travel by. We even had an epic plane takeoff from Hawaii. Instead of attacking people, we would essentially parade across the earth to establish our power. We started at Los Angeles, which was already claimed, but we definitely robbed the town bank to show our dominance. Yeah. Next, we went to a disbanded town in Russia to hopefully set up another base for our army. But while we did this, we met with someone else. So since we basically told our new army that we would be trying to wage war today, let's just say they were all in the fighting spirit, aka they just started telling people that we wanted war with them. One of the people the army kept asking for war with was a player named Buford, who is currently a member of probably the most powerful nation on the server at the time, Vietnam. So, who is going to war with who exactly? Buford, we want war with you and LA. Oh, dude, sick. Wow, that's really interesting. Wait a minute, guys. War isn't all about murder? Yeah, that's right, Gaming Cheese. Yeah, that's right. It's about conquest! So anyway, my army kept asking for Buford to have war, mainly just because we wanted to have war with someone. And like the wise words of Gaming Cheese, we wanted to do it without murdering people. Or just grieving them, anyway. But then Buford started trash-talking us back, probably out of anger from my army constantly asking him for war. And sorry for that, by the way. It's really hard to keep a bunch of army members calm. Bro, y'all are trash. I've seen y'all's armor. Alright, Buford. Buford, why you gotta be so toxic, bro? Just sharp 5? LMAO! So, Jab, why do you want war with America? I think it was starting to become obvious at this point. We just wanted to do some PvP or something to increase our power, not take over people's land. We didn't really have a good answer as to why we wanted to have war, but the army members kept asking for it anyway. I mean, who could blame us? We had some of the most powerful characters ever, like Gaming Cheese himself. Since I don't have a sword, you can call me the Axeman, not the body spray. So yeah, we're basically unstoppable. I understand that they didn't want to have war against an army they would obviously lose to. Anyway, we were having trouble trying to explain why we wanted war. And what did we do that made y'all want war exactly? I don't know, we just want to be known as the people who conquered the earth, I guess. It's true. So y'all want war with some of the richest people? LMAO, have fun. This was the last straw. Now he was taunting us and saying we stood no chance. So the army was getting restless. Buford did bring up a point that pretty much everyone on the server are chill, usually not getting into wars or being enemies of each other. I definitely agree with him that there's no need to bring war to a server full of people who are peaceful. But the problem was that there was no one on the server anymore for that sort of thing. By starting a war, we would hopefully start making things more interesting and bring more people on through a competitive atmosphere. Also, Buford probably didn't realize that my army had been waiting for more than a week to join the server and wage war, so I understand why he'd be so confused. We came to an agreement to settle this over a PvP match, since there was a PvP arena on the server, where you wouldn't lose your items if you died. Come to PvP, someone who is the best at fighting, and fight me now. So we sent Jabrabbit, who was eager to 1v1 him. He also had a little trick up his sleeve.
No, I'm full health. He's 3.
Let's go! Woo! LMAO, you had a god apple. So, well, you're the richest person, so you should have some. Hey, Buford, let's fight again. I won't take a god apple this time. That first battle was more to just a joke around, so Jabrabbit did the second battle without using one to be fair. But Buford was willing to bring some tricks of his own.
He's got his bow ready. Battle. Some nice shots. Oh, he has a totem of undying. Oh. I don't need that. It's okay. I got harming on my bow, and I got a weakness. People are shooting ghosts. Hey, stop it. He's just standing there. That's nuts.
A stone axe.
He took a strength potion.
Oh. Do you need one? Let me splash you one?
Oh, yeah, he just... Oh, he got me good.
Ooh. Oh, I think he went back to get some epic arrows.
Jesus, right.
It's time. You have to bomb him. The most powerful battle. This is the most powerful thing I've ever seen. Tosh, you're dead.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Not only was Buford using a totem of undying, he took a strength potion as well. Also, even though Buford killed Jabrabbit in that last battle, you can see that his totem of undying went off right before killing him, meaning Jabrabbit technically killed him first. We had the money to have easily given Jabrabbit potions and totems of undying, but we expected we were having a fair match, so I guess not.
It's not about the actual war, it's about the friends we made along the way.
Wow.
Well said. I think that was Gandhi. It was about time to end our activities for that day. Until Zeus suddenly opened up a ton of once powerful but now inactive towns, meaning it was time for another big raid. Scotland was disbanded, Rome was disbanded, a powerful town called Echo Valley was disbanded, and also another town called Adirian Village. I think that's how you say it. This last one was special because not only did it have a ridiculous amount of resources, it was also a place that Wildfire once borrowed from. As we raided this place, we started to kind of feel bad because of how well built it was, and we realized that other players like Buford would start taking its resources as well. So we decided to claim it as a new town for the Illuminati. And of course, there's only one name I could call it, and that was Fallen Kingdom, baby! Now it would protect the town from being griefed by other nations, almost as a repayment for raiding it in the past. Buford came by later on. He was surprised to see that we had already claimed the place. After claiming the base, we finished for the day and pledged to wage war soon. Over the next few days, we decided to make Fallen Kingdom into our war base. where all of our army members would stay in and prepare for any upcoming battles. We began building a giant castle wall around the base to protect it from any enemies with tanks or any explosive weapons. But if we were preparing a base like this for war, then what war were we preparing for? Well, I think after the events of the first day our army appeared, Buford probably got really mad and wanted to prove that his nation was capable of taking this new threat out. He began saying that he was ready to take us on in war, and created a town and nation of his own just for that, which was actually really smart because then he would have no land to lose if he lost the war. It was now official. The nation of Illuminati would soon have a war against the war nation. The problem was that if we lost, we would lose our hard-earned nation, while if Buford lost, he would simply join back to another powerful nation. So in our minds, we saw this as our last chance to really show we could win in a war and defeat what was left of the most powerful nation still on the server, since there were very few people at this point. Even though Buford was feeling confident that he and some other people he allied with would win, we had even more tricks up our sleeve. First, one of our army members named Patty joined the other team and pretended that they wanted to betray us. That way he could send us all of Buford's battle plans. Honestly, I don't know how this strategy always seems to work on this server, whether it's Wildfire raiding Hawaii or Patty secretly joining Buford's town. We then scouted out Buford's warbase, which was located near the spawn at Australia. Patty would every now and then come to us with resources he stole from Buford's base, so that he wouldn't be able to use them in the war. More army members were joining the server for the first time, so that everyone could see how much the population of Fallen Kingdom was growing until the day of the war. Patty told us that Buford's strategy was to have a couple of people guard the base, and most of them would go attack Wildfire's town in Hawaii. Why they did this, I'm not really sure, but it was probably because Wildfire was the one who talked to Buford the most in the days leading up to the war. So Buford must have thought that Wildfire's town was our capital, when in reality it was Fallen Kingdom. Anyway, it was finally the day of the war. We gathered some of our army members to create a total army size of around 10 players.
And 50 dogs.
I mean, it takes a bit of effort to get lots of people on a Minecraft server, but it was still a lot of people compared to the amount of regular players online. We gathered in Fallen Kingdom to discuss our battle plan, and Wildfire brought his army of dogs to help him defend Hawaii. At first, we were thinking of splitting into offense and defense, but then we realized that Buford was only attacking Hawaii, and it wouldn't actually matter if we lost that. So we decided to go full offensive. The war was about to begin. 4, 3, 2.
It is.
1. Wait, so how do we do it? Do we have to put down? Do I have to put down the fences? What do I do? At first, we thought the wars on the server involved claiming land one chunk at a time, but we realized that winning the war meant getting the most kills. As we started attempting to kill people in Buford's town, there were a lot of glitches, bugs, or something like that due to multiple plugins overlapping each other. So for a while, the entire thing was just pure chaos. Zeus told everyone to just fight outside of the town claims in the meantime, and we found out that one of Buford's town members had no armor and kept spawning in their base, so yeah, we kinda used that to our advantage. Regardless, Buford had only a few people helping him out, and with 10 of us killing his town members who kept respawning, we eventually got the lead. We found Buford at his base, and with the combined forces of all of us together, we demolished him. Hey guys, if you're low, just run away.
Get him, boys! Get him, boys!
Where's Buford? I need to find Buford.
Where does he go?
Well, actually he somehow got away using some kind of teleport command that I honestly don't think he was allowed to use, but either way, we basically defeated him. Within minutes, Buford's war town was destroyed, not just losing the land claim, but, well, you can see how damaged the place was. The town of Fallen Kingdom had finally defeated its enemy, and all that was left to defeat was the Philippines? Nah, just kidding. For some reason, Zeus thought the Philippines were a separate nation. Anyway, the war was finally over. Our nation gained over 100 million for winning? And we all celebrated back at Fallen Kingdom. Buford found out that Patty had betrayed him and had leaked the plans to us, and probably also realized that he didn't do anything to our base. Although if his main goal was to just attack Wildfire, I don't blame him after all the inciting he's done throughout our time on the server. But wait a minute. What happened to that giant army of dogs that Wildfire brought to Hawaii?
It got blown up.
No.
They all got
Wildfire's base in Hawaii was pretty much gone due to Buford repeatedly attacking it with a tank. But, I mean, it didn't really matter since it technically wasn't our base to begin with, so it was basically a win-win for us, besides the dogs dying part. In fact, here is one of our army members' messages about this sad loss. 50 dogs, valiant and true, fought hard to defeat the evil. Unfortunately, for almost all of the warriors, death awaited them. So with brave hearts fought to their death. Those dogs were like a father to me. I loved them like my son. Rest in peace, little puppers. We'll miss you. Yeah, it turns out that there was literally one dog that still survived, so we kept him in the base to remember the war we had that day. And that, my friends, concludes the story of Zeus Earth. From our perspective. Did we actually conquer the world? Well, of course we did. Or maybe not. It really just came down to who was still left online on the server at the time and who wanted to take on our challenge of taking over the world. I do think that if the more powerful nations were online at the time, we still would have stood a good chance at defeating them with the amount of armor and weapons we had to create an even bigger army. But alas, maybe it was good to go by the wise words of Gaming Cheese. War isn't all about murder. It's been quite a while since that war took place, like actual months. And every now and then we would get close to maybe having war with someone, but it usually didn't happen since no one was really on the server anymore. In Fallen Kingdom, we added a few extra touches to an unfinished castle that was already there. We made a graveyard for the fallen dogs, and there's like a wizard tower and a Domino's pizza. Look, man, I have no idea what's going on. Either way, we knew we were finished, since there really wasn't anyone left on the server. Maybe I'll be wrong, and Zeus Earth might suddenly come back and grow in popularity in the future. But for now, I think me and my friends had a good time attempting to take over this random Minecraft server we've found. The fact that we got more than 10 people to help us in this silly little war was already so much fun to see play out, so who knows if we can do something like that again. To end this, I just want to thank everyone on the server for putting up with our weird attempts to try and take over the world, such as Zeus and the admins, and especially players like Exotic or Buford for making things a little more interesting and hopefully not taking it too seriously in the future. Do I plan on doing anything like this again? At least not right now. We put way too many hours into this server and I'd rather work on something else in the meantime. Also, thank you if you ended up watching the whole thing. Hopefully this weird Minecraft server thing was interesting to you, and if so, let me know if I should try something like this again. But for now, I'll see you all in the next one. No, I can't be bothered.